Hello again, traders. Right, I didn't really sort of intend to make this video, but it's quite a topical um, point of conversation because yesterday um, a very respected trader on my Twitter feed, she know who she is, um, just mentioned the fact that she respects the fact that I use indicators, but she uses naked candles, as it were, naked charts. Well, um, I will respond to Twitter, but I've been out walking all morning. Just to say that I have, in fact, used uh, naked charts for years, in fact, and then I added back. Well, that's where I got myself right down to the three candle reversal. Effectively, it was just three candles on the charts, nothing else at all. No indicators. Aaron hadn't built his indicator. No momentum indicators, anything. That is how the 3CR came about. Naked candle trading. And I think there is no sort of avoiding understanding what naked candles are, because now with my dashboards, the recent candles dashboards and everything, I really do have a sort of subconscious understanding of what goes on with candles. Hammer candles are in fact just a 2B reversal on the lower time frames, or whatever you want to call ICTs, um, plagiarized patterns. Um, Sorry to get rag on ICT all the time, but I I was thinking about this on the walk this morning. What I really dislike about these people and what they do is the fact that they tell you other stuff doesn't work. Like trend lines, for goodness sake. They are all over our charts. We've got them on our indicators up here. You can't see that mouse actually, can you? You got them on the trading platforms, and that is a point I made in a video ages and ages ago. I mean, we all set about reinventing the wheel, but all the best stuff, Fibonacci's and channels and stuff like that, all the stuff that's automatically on our charts is the stuff that works. So last bit of the rant, ICT has 500,000 followers. He is actually ruining the chances of followers to get a fully well-rounded uh, trading education. Whoops. I can't even remember what I set that alarm for, so I'll have to try and switch it off. So that's why I rag on these people so badly, is because they are actually telling lies to build their little cults up, and then all these baby SMC and ICT people believe this stuff and have peer pressure, and then they perpetuate the lies, and it is nothing short of criminal. Anyway, off my soapbox now. Um, so the 2 points of this video, or a couple of reasons for making this video. Hang on a sec, I need to pause it. There was a big noise interruption going by. So yeah, 2 or 3 reasons to explain that really you should learn to understand naked charts, and I respect everyone that does that. It's important also to understand that everything works. All these Fibonacci's and the various indicators that I use, these especially, they are priceless in my opinion. They all work. All your moving averages and your linear weighteds and your exponentials, they all work, but they're not precise enough for me. But a swing trader, I should imagine, can use them extremely well, with confidence as well. And then what do we have? These 2 new indicators on here. I'll show you the names of them if you want to find them on Forex Factory indicator list. So that's the Bollinger Band one, double Bollinger Bands dashboard. Forget the guy's name. I think it's Nicky or Nigel or something. On Forex Factory. Hang on, I need to pause this again. A lot of noise going on outside at the moment. Had a good slurp of my coffee as well. Oh, you can't actually see that, can you? I keep forgetting that. So there, you can see that now. Double Bollinger Bands, um, and then the MACD. I found this on CJA. He's a fantastic coder on Forex Factory. This isn't one of his, I don't think. It's a modified version, and that is what we have going on here. So this is a MACD multi-time frame. I've been looking for something like this for a while, but not seriously. And I thought this morning, after studying this yesterday and having a play, I thought I'd have a dig out of a MACD. So I found this on CJA's thread, and basically it's multi-time frame. So you can see the times there. It's M5, M15. You've got a choice right up to the monthly and M1. I've been considering taking daily off of this, maybe even H4, and just relying on these, but that will, because you don't really need these. You can see whether the daily is strong momentum by looking at a candle and the H4 and so on. But we have to do what we're familiar with, and currently that is this is all right. If it ain't broken, don't mend it, as it were. So, excuse me, still got this cold. This is the Bollinger Band one. Jury's out whether I'll keep it on, because but saying that, I think if this is set to what is it set to? Actually, I can't remember. I've been changing it around so much. This is how I built my whole trading method. Really, was testing my stuff, my good stuff, this stuff, and this stuff against other indicators, as it were, other stuff. And sorry, these scrolls moved a bit. And so, if you sighed and heaved a sigh, as it were, looking at more indicators, all I'm really doing is testing them, because I promised myself I would years ago. And I've also said in previous videos about indicators now that I meant to say this when I was talking about sorry to keep jumping around, but you know me well enough by now if you watch my videos. I meant to say when I was talking about naked charts and candle, I personally now feel that the myth of learning naked candles and learning to trade them is just that. It is a myth. It is perpetuated by people that fail to think outside of the box a lot of the time. I mean, obviously there are experts in every field, and if it works for you, then that's fantastic. But I was always aware when I started trading 20 odd years ago, more than that now, or started staring at charts, I was always aware that indicators were frowned upon by the purists. I'm holding up the double quotes now. But what you have to understand is those purists can't trade. They're the ones that haven't taken the time to look at all the different stuff out there and find the best methods that work for you, them, whatever. They just read a book and perpetuate all the crap in the books, trading books. I wouldn't spend £5 on a trading book, let alone 50 or 100. Never bought a trading book in my life. I've bought access to live rooms to listen to, volume profile traders and all the different traders under the sun, moving average traders, fundamental traders. That was funny. Guy lost 300,000 euros of his own money and clients' money because he was married to a fundamental idea that the euro was either going up or down. I can't remember, and it just kept going the opposite way. Lost a fortune. Very sad, but that put me off fundies for life. It's just smoke and mirrors. So anyway, I've digressed again now, haven't I? Candles, pure candles. I personally think you would be better spent learning that when you get 3 green bars here, all 3, so that's only 2 there, this is what I'm talking about, preferably all above 0, so it's better if the higher time frame's in an uptrend, because this is the higher time frame. This is a proxy for the RSI RSI rather. So we're currently on the H1, so this is effectively an H4. So, you know, I want to see H4 in an uptrend, which is why really I don't need these either, because I've said this many times, I should be able to trade these on their own. And I implore you actually to ignore the myth perpetuators about naked candles, unless obviously you can trade them and that you're happy with them. If you're a newer trader, just work out what happens when all these turn green and a blue arrow or a pink arrow. I mean, these don't repaint. You have to be careful sometimes because they will print and then the price will just collapse. Suppose it's an hourly candle. This will print high momentum. You're only halfway through the hourly candle or whatever, which is why I look at the times on, you know, on the M15, M30, M5 inside the hourly candle, so that I know exactly what's going on with these. And even if they disappear because the H1 reverses halfway through, I don't care, you know, because I've taken the time to watch these in real time. This is where I went wrong with all the indicators too. So I discounted so many indicators because I wasn't looking at them in the right way, like I just described to you, inside that candle on multiple time frames. There is also an argument, therefore, to go back to every indicator I've pretty much discounted that I've liked the look of. Oh, I need to pause this again. Just had a slurp of coffee too. Wet the whistle, as I say. So I've discounted so many indicators now, so you're going to see a few pop back onto my charts occasionally. As I said, this is brand new, and this is a MACD dashboard, so rather than having to have 4 or 5 MACDs, or 3, maximum 3, so it gives me 5 different Ds on the chart, I can just look at the same thing here now. And somehow, I'm not sure how he's done it, the guy that created this, it wasn't CJA, he modified something or built something from scratch on CJA's thread, and it's fairly new. I think it's 2024, July 2024. And if you put MACD dashboard into Forex Factory's search engine, you will find it there. And I've given you the name of it on the screen just now. I was going to look at the time frames. I did digress, didn't I? So let's have a look at the setup on that double Bollingers. Double Bollingers, I've got it upside down because it prints by default. It goes 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 5 that way. But fortunately, the creator of that, forget his name, and that's dreadful. Nick Bixby, I think it is, N Bixby. He just did such an amazing job. There is a pivot point one. I mentioned that in a previous video too. So I'm just messing around with these at the moment, seeing what I can see, because obviously the higher time frame leads the lowers. So ideally you want them all suggesting buy, as it were, or sell, sell. But it is a work in progress, as I mentioned before, because I discounted it because it was made my charts too messy. But there is a strong argument for more testing. So I've set that now. And same goes for MACD. There's a ton of different settings on that. I've set them up for my 7 pairs, I think it is. There's 7 here. Time frames, as you can see, and all the other stuff that you need to know about. So this has got MACD standard settings, but for multiple time frames, and it's got a stochastic that I can't see whether it is because it's brand new off the cuff this morning. This literally has been on my charts for about 20 minutes, but I wanted to talk about candlestick analysis and naked charts anyway, and the fact that I've done that work and I've progressed away from it because I get far more information. Some people like to use volume. I prefer to use momentum. I have no idea how momentum indicators work. I imagine they have some sort of volume included. in the calculations. So this is actually going to prove very interesting. Can't work out whether there's any benefit at all from the Bollingers at the moment, but I think I did notice this morning that they would be very beneficial as a sort of negative indicator, if you like. Don't even think about going short when, let's say, this was H1, wasn't it? Now M15 and M5. Sorry, yeah, I've got it set up that way. So I turned it about itself so these matched up. So this is M5, this is M15, and this is H1. So let's say H1 is saying no, don't, it's just not even. NA, I can't remember what that stands for, or NB. It's not the normal, not applicable. But it is ranging or whatever. So now gold is in a very weak position on here. We know it confirms on here, but not quite as drastic as the Bollingers. So, there is a mixed message. And if you can get your brain, if I can get my brain about around what the two different messages are telling me, then I can improve, hopefully, even better my understanding of, and then include that with the time of the candles, of course. The timing of the candle closes is absolutely mind-blowingly useful. For example, I took a gold scalp because based on the H1 close. H1 closed green in the previous hour. We're still in this hour and it's still green. H1, it's still got rising momentum, which is why I took a scalp after this one closed. So, but there's lots and lots of nuances to that, and I can only really teach it in a live room, I think. So that's one-to-one project for when I'm abroad in the winter, in the heat still, on a beach somewhere. So, so yeah, we're getting a lot of information from this. This is interesting as well. Gold has, even when I took a long scalp based on this indicator, MACD on H1, and it combined with stochastic, I think. I find it hard to believe how he can do that, but the program, the software, the different stuff he's put into, options he's put into the software, are pretty amazing. I'm talking about all the inputs. He must be an excellent coder, so I've never come across him before, I don't think, so I'm going to do some deep diving into what he's coded. It's all there on Forex Factory for you to use. But what's really important about this video is me getting across the message, actually, that do not believe the hype, well, of anything really, and you don't have to believe what I tell you about indicators. Don't believe anything any other trader tells you or tries to sell you on YouTube and all that IG, Instagram and all over all the other different channels, that they're not policed, unlike the different forums. They chuck scammers out within hours. They're all over. So forums you can rely on, in my opinion, and the rest of the internet, forget it. It's just a cesspit of scammers. Anyway, I didn't mean to preach and keep going on about that, but it's such an important message to get across. And what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so never say never. The whole point of this is worth its weight in gold. Well, it's not very heavy, is it? But it's worth a fortune. It's priceless. This is an amazing indicator, and he made one for pivot points as well, when the price was above pivots, between pivots, approaching pivots, hitting pivots. I mean, the information is just unbelievably good. Just an amazing software coder again. But maybe, you know, as I said yesterday, I think in a video or somewhere, maybe on Twitter, we only need one trade a day. Oh, it was Twitter because I'd seen an old video where I'd listed about 50 stocks in here and in here, in there, and you know, I said on Twitter, the stocks work exactly the same way. But how many instruments do you need? I mean, you could specialize in one stock, I suppose. I don't know which is a busy one. Tesla, Nvidia, um, and a few others, Google, whatever. And you could probably make a fortune just by specializing that stock and using these indicators. Because if that's all green, it means the stock's going up. If it's all red or whatever you want to call that, salmon, dark salmon, then it's going down. That's it. That's all you need to know. You don't need to know who's buying what, when, where. It helps, of course, all that fundy stuff. But I've gone off at a tangent again, haven't I? I do apologise, guys. Anyway, you're looking at line charts really because you had candles all over this thing. But, you know, it occurred to me that line charts are the most important part of the moves levels because they are the open and closes of the candles, and that is the what I call the battle zone. So all of these levels here are brilliant places for targets as opposed to the wick highs and lows, because that is where they've been fighting like dogs to actually look. See how that stopped there? Gold, I mean, to work out what's going on there. Open, close, open, close, open, close. I mean, they're not precise, but they're as near as damn it. And what I always do, I don't say this often enough as well, I always target below the, you know, not the exact open close levels. Maybe I'm leaving stuff on the table, but there's just no need. I mean, look how it touched that one there. That's just, this always blows me away. It really does blow me away. But but you know, give yourself a little room to breathe. So if it looks like it's that level there, then put your take profit around here. You know, a bit lower. That's what I'm saying. And you can see you could have that confirmed by that wick there. I know that wick went mad, but that was probably a news event or something. But there is something going on at the high of that candle that didn't happen there. And remember, guys, these line charts, these open closes, they're zones, they're battlegrounds. You know, so the price does poke up, it comes back, it pokes up, it comes back, because that's what we can see by these little wicks here. But so just be careful. As a scalper, I'm always careful, over careful actually. I know I leave tons and tons on the table, but I'm not worried, and that's how I hope you will eventually become after studying your charts for a few thousand hours. Hopefully, a good few years less than me, if you actually embrace indicators and embrace the importance of momentum and timing into your trading. And all of my stuff is really directed at newer traders, of course it is. So, and I don't say that enough either. Anyway, this has gone on for ages. I do apologise, guys, for the rambling. These come on and off my charts. I'm just testing them. This will never go. This will never go. This will never go. This will never go. A few of the things may come onto my charts. The Sonic Dragon is fantastic, although I don't need it anymore. But, you know, we never, ever, ever stop learning. I mean, the Sonic Dragon, gone off a tangent again, but, and I'm trying to speed up things a bit, the 89 and 34 EMAs are just crazy, and some people make a fortune out of them. I like using pivots, I like using horizontal lines, I like using Aaron's 3CR levels and old levels. I like using the arrow areas because they show a massive amount of interest at that level there and at that level there. And if we quickly put a level on there, you'll see it's been reacted to time and time again. Wick through there, test there, test there. You know, everything we need is on the left of our charts, guys, and so important as well. Anyway, I'll stop now. Thanks for listening. If you have listened, don't forget, like and subscribe, as all the influencers say. Apparently it helps and gets me up in the search engine so people can hopefully find my messages, which is what I'm aiming for. But I think this is going to stay. Look at that. That H1 now has gone green, and I shall be looking. This is H1, remember. That is not green, and this is H1, and it's there's gold, and that's not green. So what is that telling us, guys? But that the last H1, which was 4 minutes ago, closed green on the TMA, and you know how much I love the TMA. Conflicting message with the RSI, which is why the TMA is on my charts. And let's have a look at M30 now. Sorry, I shouldn't have gone on more, but it's interesting, useful stuff. This is what I'm trying to get my head around when we've got H1 is growing, but the lower time frames are falling off. And we know why that is, because we've broken and burst up with high momentum. We physically know why, but there are lots of new messages inside this and lots of nuances that need to be investigated, which is why I'm still investigating that. And I think this is going to be lovely. A MACD, multi-time frame MACD, which I so love now, when that changes from green to red down here, look what happens. So, I mean, this is live, so we can't look back to that point there, but it's all momentum. Stochastic is momentum, MACD is momentum, RSI is momentum. It's all about momentum. And when we include the timing with it, which is what we're doing right this moment, then we can own the charts. Own them. Look at that. Look at that beauty. I was out. I got in late on this one because I was out walking. The sun's out, and I'm going to go out again soon after my coffee's been drunk. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful Monday. I keep forgetting I'm using this other recording. Thanks again, guys.